Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astrogate Mysore, and today we are discussing the combination of two planets, that is Mars and Venus. Strong planets. One is full of motivation, energy, and lust when it combines with a planet of passion, a planet of creativity, a planet of extreme beauty and excellent, you know, uh, versatility. So the see when we are taking two positive planets, but the word lust is not a positive thing. So it pulls a person towards something obsessively. So we want, as I keep telling, passion motivates, but obsession kills. So that means if you are having a passion towards something, you will get motivated and you will go and try to do it and achieve it. But if you are obsessed on something, you are over obsessed, that means you will shut down all the other parts of your life, and it only revolves around one thing. So that is why obsessive compulsive disorder is called a disorder. It is not a talent or an achievement. So let us come to this particular planetary combination of Mars and Venus in angles. Today we are only seeing Mars and Venus in Kendras, that is in quadrants. So in quadrants. So the first house, I've just made a note of it. So let me read, and I'll also be explaining a little bit of in between here and there. So if strong and has a benefic aspect or conjunction, then the native will be good in fine arts, will be expert as a surgeon or a skilled engineer, will be a daredevil advocate. I have done this video on Mars and Venus. We call it as a normal combination of Mars and Venus. I will attach it in the end screen. Very charming personality, has a flair to talk to people. It is in the lagna. So that means it is both a Kendra and a Trikona. That means he will give you flair, and he'll also give you a tactical approach and a practical approach towards life, because Mars is a logical planet. So, but if malefically conjunct, then will not fear crossing ethical boundaries. And that is where that particular word lust comes into play, and may lose money on unwanted desires, good or bad. He will get into it because of obsession, and if he gets into it, then it will be difficult for him to come out. So it might be addictive indulgence. So malefically, if positively, then it will be passion. It's a very thin line which separates passion and obsession. But anyway, you can clearly make out that the person, if he is passionate, socially he'll be morally, he'll be responsible. Obsession, maybe he'll be morally, ethically correct, but he'll not be there for anything else. He'll be only for that one thing what he is obsessed for. So they will have very good proportionate and attractive body and features, very attractive eyes, good set eyes, good set charming personality. Going to the fourth house. So let me take this first house and give you an example. Let us see that. If I give the example directly with Venus, exalted. Let us do this. What a fantastic, if I take this as the ascendant and the first house. Okay, so Mars is the ninth lord and the second lord, along with the third and the eighth Venus. The desire, the want is the Venus here. And the one which tries to fulfill Bhagyasthana Adhipati is Mars. So that means Mars is trying to fulfill the desire of Venus, both the eighth and the ninth, culminating in the ascendant. So just giving you one example for the first house. So going ahead, I have not given you the example of a malefic. Let me give that later. So going ahead to the fourth house, that is the second Kendra. The fourth is the 12th from the fifth. The fourth is the 12th from the fifth. So if I take some example, let me take this as the first house. The first house. So the fourth is the 12th from the fifth. So if this is the fifth house, you count, and then this will come to the 12th from the fifth. So what actually happens here is that this particular combination of the planet of fertility along with the planet of vigor and capability is hitting the house of romance, that is the fifth house, and the house of progeny, which is also the fifth house. So, this causes unnecessary rift between partners, and this might also lead to breakups in relationships, particularly not usually Mars Venus does not bring breakups in marriages, but it brings breakups in relationships because of a doubtful character, or there might be a lot of aggression between the partners, which might not be well taken by the other partner. So that's one thing. So medication for progeny might be required, but there is no complete denial of progeny, okay? Because the fifth lord, Jupiter's placement, Saptamsha Kundali, so many things have to be seen. We are not supposed to directly come to the final, consideration that the fifth house is gone. This is only one of the points which might also, you know, give you a reason to speculate on whether the fifth house is having the strength to procreate or not. So, overthinking and stress in the job may affect health. Excellent craftsman, good business tactics, and if malefically associated, will be alienated from family, property, and family itself. So he might simply get disassociated or isolated, go abroad, settle somewhere, don't want the family at all because of uh, the rift between relationships. It's see, when we talk about relationships, when Mars is in the fourth house, what all houses it aspects? Let us check. So if I take this example itself, if I take this example and put Mars in the fourth house along with Venus, it's a good place for Venus and an excellent place for Mars. Why? Mars is exalted, and Venus, obviously, it's in its friend's house. A beautiful combination. But why am I always telling that there is some difficulty for the family and why there is a rift in the family is because if I go to the ninth house, if I go to the ninth house, this is the ninth house. And this is called as father. And from that place, this combination is in the eighth. This is the rift what we are talking about. It's not the real direct second house, that is the Kutumbasthana, is getting affected. In this case, yes, it is getting affected, but it is also getting a Raj Yoga, but it is getting affected. But here it is really getting hit because it is in the eighth from the house of lineage, father. So that is how it gets hit. So going to the next Kendra, the seventh house. Yeah, I was showing the aspects. Oh, okay. Yes, I was showing the aspect. Let me come to that. So Mars actually aspects the fourth aspect, that is the seventh house, that is relationship. This is relationship, and then it aspects the seventh aspect, which is the 10th house and the 11th house. So let us say this is friends, and this is the karma. So, a person who is involved in his job the whole day and who does not give time or even cannot give time will usually not have friends or relationship. So, that is where Mars is a very strong planet for becoming a workaholic. So, going to the seventh house, nonchalant behavior, very carefree, calm. See the seventh house. It's a tough placement for Mars and Venus in the seventh house. You go to any of the astrological texts, it will tell that this person is gone characterless, will be running behind the opposite gender. Nothing like that. If it is well placed, I have seen umpty number of charts. There is nothing like they'll be running behind the opposite. They don't have any other work or what in their life. Nothing like that. So don't unnecessarily, put or blemish or put some black spot on any horoscope only because there is a fantastic combination which is might be positively posited in a chart with Mars and Venus in the seventh house. So they are like they are calm and quiet with the opposite gender. That means they are happy with their relationship, and they are sometimes careless also. Carefree, calm is okay. Becoming careless is a little tough. And this trait becomes recognized or known by the society, and they will start passing negative remarks or associate this carelessness as he is or she is not serious about married life. So it's nothing like that. They might be carefree, careless, a little bit aloof. That doesn't mean that they are always get into all kind of unnecessary business. So I hope everybody understand what I'm talking about. So they are art lovers. They are passionate about traveling. They love to have their own enterprise. They don't want to work under anybody just like that. They are very apt professionals. They know their job very well. They are expert in skill. So seventh house Mars and seventh house Venus is one of the strongest placements for a person to become a very skilled, highly skilled engineer who is having his own business or an industry or a factory. So, but if they are malefically placed, if Mars and Venus is malefically placed in seventh house, obviously they will get attracted to investments and easy earnings and might get involved in scams unknowingly, can fully easily get into traps, and caution is to be maintained when there is too much of hype and sudden earnings are unnecessarily made believed that you are made believed to that you can do this, you can do that, all this put 1 rupee and get 10 rupees. No, it cannot happen. So you should be careful if you are having a 10th 7th house Venus Mars combination, and if it has a bad transit going on temporarily, you might go through a malefic phase where people might trap you like a honey trap. They can trap you even for businesses. They will take you as a partner and ditch you. So be careful. So let us go to the 10th house. One of the best positions for Mars and Venus is the 10th house. Excellent skill in engineering studies, particularly in automobile sector and construction sector, architectural sector, any sector in which marketing, sales, and any sector in which data analysis is, engineering with design, engineering with implementations. They are perfect in implementations. They can fly. They can adapt to any place, whether it is a cold place, whether it is Siberia or it is uh, Atacama Desert. In where Atacama Desert is. I think it's in Chile or Chile. So one of the toughest deserts in the world. So they can adapt to any place, hot or cold. They are passionate about achieving something in life. So the 10th house for this particular combination is the best combination, and very intelligent and have excellent memory power and grasping power, very rich, famous, and influential. So let me give some examples for this particular 10th house. This one. So with this being the ascendant, let me first clear off some of this so we can make you understand that how is that the 10th house becomes good. So I'm showing it in the uh, South Indian style. Pardon me. If it is possible, I'll put the North Indian style also. So I can do something, but it will be a little over confusing. But anyway, let me first do this. Put this as the South Indian style. This is the first house. So this is the 10th house with an exalted Mars and a beautifully associated Venus, the seventh Lord in the 10th house, with the Lagna Lord in the 10th house, two Lords of Kendras, and two Lords of the Panaparas, Kendra, Panapara, Apoklima. So the second and the eighth Lord, very rich. This person will be very rich. The second Lord and the eighth Lord sitting in the 10th house, exalted. Eighth Lord is exalted. Second Lord is also in a very good position. This person will be extremely rich because of his values, not because of somebody's money. But anyway, eighth house is there. So he will also have his ancestral property or his father's company or his father's hospital or his nursing home, something he will take up and make it into a big thing. That's there. But let us take some malefic combination or a weaker combination for the 10th house, because 10th house is very important for this combination. Now, other houses are also okay, but 10th house is very, very important. So let me take a weak combination of Venus and a weak combination of Mars. Very weak combination this is. And if this is the 10th house, because Mars is the 12th lord here, Mars is the 12th and the 5th lord. And Venus is, see, we need to do all these things. You need to take the lordships, not only the position. You need to take the lordships. You need to take the, Venus is the 6th lord and it's also the 11th lord. Is this a very bad combination? No. Venus is the lord of the Upachaya Sthanas, the house of growth. It's a fantastic horoscope when the lord of house of growth is sitting in the Karmasthana. Hard working planet. Now it becomes now the most laziest, a planet which always wants to sit in a resort in front of a swimming pool having a drink in the hand. No, it's not in that position now. Venus is an architect now. He is with his board papers, thinking of how to change this design so that it will become world famous. So this person is now working. It is a working Venus. So I'm just giving you how we do the calculations of delineation of charts. So then we have this Mars here. Mars is the 5th and the 12th lord. So 12th lord means that he will thrive far away from his place of birth, far away from his country, or far away from his city, in a place where, that's what I told. They will survive whether in Siberia or Atacama. That thing came out only because this combination keeps hovering. The 12th and the 5th, that means he would have gone out to an abroad, country, a faraway country for his studies. He have done his masters and then settle down there and start a business and thrive. These people can do very good restaurant business. They can be very good in resort, spa, hospitality management, facility management, marketing. So a lot of businesses. So with all that, the best business for them is also animal husbandry, ethical, ethical animal husbandry. These people can do very good in animal husbandry. They will be very ethically, able to do it. I don't know how ethical it is after you're doing this, going for sales, but still, until then, I don't go into the point of what will happen afterwards. But anyway, we should go into that also. But anyway, the world is having all kinds of mixed reactions for this, and I'll not go into that controversial subject of what is karma. So, summary of this particular combination is that Mars may be a very aggressive, may be a very strong, opinionated planet who is mixing itself with a stubborn but a beautiful planet like Venus. Venus is a very stubborn planet, and giving rise to an excellent combination of logical interpretation and analytical skills. A fantastic planetary combination. Thank you very much for today's class.